brief demonstration of a fund management prototype that had been developed for use when you have received a notice of funding and then have the need to divvy out that funding to subrecipients and other managers within your program. And what this allows you to do is manage, track fund requests, creations of budgets, invoicing, and these kind of things. So this is the home screen where you are able to actually change and look at by your status any funds that you are responsible for that have already been through the process, already been submitted. You are also able to utilize this program to submit agreement requests. So what that is saying is it allows you to click into here, and once you do, you can then enter in any information regarding an agreement that you are wanting to get started with or carry on with, right? So this allows you to submit that information, select what fund it's coming from a pre-populated list of funds that are available, how much it is, if there's a vendor already there, if you have an associated PO, things like that. You can submit all this information, and then once you click submit, it does then kick off into an approval flow process for grant managers, people in those positions to review, approve, and those kind of things. You can also clear that out if you would like. Beyond that, let's say you were working on submitting that request and you were unable to find that vendor. This portal would also allow you to check to see if any of those profiles, if the profile does not exist, you can create a new recipient profile for your vendor so that you are able to track who the money has gone to and all of those kind of things. You are also able to create your subrecipient awards through this to send that out as well. Additionally, and probably the bulk of what this does allow you to do is to manage the funds that you have. So for instance, you can look at this and see that this is the name of my fund, this is how much I was awarded, and you see that nothing has been budgeted for it. So you can actually go in and create a budget. So you can add your little line item, let's say personnel out of my $50,000. I need an IT person, and so I can add in how much I am going to be paying, and then I can, when I click this, that submits, it saves it for me, it holds it, and shows me, okay, you have added this line item, so that leaves you with $30,000. Since I know that, I'm able to look at this and say, okay, well, I also need things, right? My IT person is going to need things to do their job. So I enter in the amount of money that I'm going to need to spend on that and submit that, and then it also adds to what has been budgeted and with a remaining fund. And then when you click review, it will show you by category how much you have budgeted, what that line item is, and then how much money you have planned for it. You can still go back and edit it until you click submit, but you are also able to submit that off into your approval flow. So beyond that, what you can do is review any existing submissions that you have. So if you have agreements that you've already submitted to say, hey, I am asking for any of these things, you would see that in this queue. It can give you a status update, and then as well as over here you see what that looks like as far as other awards you have. The one we were just working with is this, and you see here, because we did not submit that budget, that no amount has been budgeted yet, and if you click on budget status, there's nothing to see. So you are also able to submit new by way of creating an invoice. So because the money has been awarded, a PO exists, you are able to then go into it, and what you can see down here, actually what it does already is set up to do this. It shows you how much was on that initial PO, how much you've already invoiced for, and then what is remaining, so that you can say, okay, I need to invoice because I did pay at whatever interval you decide to. You know, I did just pay my IT person salary, right? So I just gave them money. So I did 5,000 in this period of time. And if I have my own PO number, though it's tracked on the other side, I could also enter a PO number here, right? And then when I click that, it then shows me, all right, this is my total, this would be my new balance. And when you click review, it shows you what that looks like, allows a certification, and then you can submit it. You can also still go back and edit that if you would like. So there's those options, and then when you go into the manage invoice function, what you then are able to do is see any previous invoices that you have submitted. It will give you the details regarding that information, and then you are able to, through this, if I am the person managing this information, I'm able to say, to change the status to say, oh, okay, well, this is, my review is complete, and manage updating where you are in a process through these invoice approvals through this function as well. So one other function that I think is really good to note here, you can also, in looking at your budget and the information you have, you can request a status or essentially a inquiry to any of the information you have previously submitted, right? So when I click here, I say, oh, these are things I've submitted in the past, asking questions, and I need approval for it. And if I have had nothing answered there, it would, I'd be able to check on that. But I can also submit a new inquiry within this in order to figure out, anything I might need. So this is what my request is. I'm in this program area and I need process for payment, let's say. And then I can submit that and also track any previous inquiries that have been submitted regarding any of the funds that I am responsible for. So this is just a little sampling of the functionality of the manager portion of this fund management system. I would be more than happy to schedule additional time to discuss how it could be adjusted and those kind of things. I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you.